Universal Studios presents the beautiful Qur'an, Expressions of Adoration, Holy Qur'an 30-day reading. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Part 15. Surah 17, Chapter 17, Bani Isra'il, the Israelites. Section 1. Israelites punished twice. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Glory to Him who carried His servant by night from the Sacred Mosque to the remote mosque, whose precincts we blessed, that we might show Him of our signs. Surely He is the hearing, the seeing. And we gave Moses the book and made it a guidance to the children of Israel, saying, Take no guardian beside me. The offspring of those whom we bore with Noah, surely he was a grateful servant. And we made known to the children of Israel in the book, Certainly you will make mischief in the land twice, and behave insolently with mighty arrogance. So when of the two the first warning came to pass, we raised against you our servants of mighty prowess. So they made havoc in your houses, and it was an accomplished threat. Then we gave you back the turn against them, and aided you with wealth and children, and made you a numerous band. If you do good for your own souls. And if you do evil, it is for them. So when the second warning came, we raised another people, that they might bring you to grief, and that they might enter the mosque as they entered it the first time, and that they might destroy whatever they conquered with utter destruction. It may be that your Lord will have mercy on you, and if you return to mischief, we will return to punishment. And we have made hell a prison for the disbelievers. Surely this Qur'an guides to that which is most upright, and gives good news to the believers who do good, that theirs is a great reward, and that those who believe not in the hereafter, we have prepared for them a painful chastisement. And man prays for evil as he ought to pray for good, and man is ever hasty. And we made the night and the day two signs. Then we have made the sign of the night to pass away, and we have made the sign of the day manifest, so that you may seek grace from your Lord, and that you may know the numbering of years and the reckoning. And we have explained everything with distinctness, and we have made every man's actions to cling to his neck, and we shall bring forth to him on the day of resurrection a book, which he will find wide open. Read that book. Thine own soul is sufficient as a reckoner against thee this day. Whoever goes aright, for his own soul does he go aright, and whoever goes astray, to its detriment only does he go astray. And no bearer of a burden can bear the burden of another, nor do we chastise until we raise a messenger. And when we wish to destroy a town, we sent commandments to its people who led easy lives, but they transgressed therein. Thus the word proves true against it, so we destroy it with utter destruction. And how many generations did we destroy after Noah? And thy Lord suffices as being aware and seer of his servants' sins. Whoso desires this transitory life, we hasten to him therein what we please for whomsoever we desire. Then we assign to him the hell. He will enter it despised, driven away. And whoso desires the hereafter and strives for it as he ought to strive, and he is a believer, those are they whose striving is amply rewarded. All do we aid, these as well as those, out of the bounty of thy Lord, and the bounty of thy Lord is not limited. See how we have made some of them to excel others, and certainly the hereafter is greater in degrees and greater in excellence. Associate not any other God with Allah, lest thou sit down despised, forsaken. Section 3, Moral Precepts. Ayah 23, verse 23. And thy Lord has decreed that you serve none but him, and do good to parents. If either or both of them reach old age with thee, say not fie to them, nor chide them, and speak to them a generous word. And lower to them the wing of humility out of mercy, and say, My Lord, have mercy on them, as they brought me up when I was little. Your Lord knows best what is in your minds. If you are righteous, he is surely forgiving to those who turn to him, and give to the near of kin his due, and to the needy and the wayfarer, and squander not wastefully. Surely the squanderers are the devil's brethren, and the devil is ever ungrateful to his Lord. And if you turn away from them to seek mercy from thy Lord, which thou hopest for, speak to them a gentle word. And make not thy hand to be shackled to thy neck, nor stretch it forth to the utmost limit of its stretching forth, lest thou sit down blamed, stripped off. Surely thy Lord makes plentiful the means of subsistence for whom he pleases, and he straightens. Surely he is ever aware, seer of his servants. Section 4, Moral Precepts, Ayah 31, verse 31. And kill not your children for fear of poverty. We provide for them and for you. Surely the killing of them is a great wrong. And go not nigh to fornication. Surely it is an obscenity, and evil is the way. And whoever is slain unjustly, we have indeed given to his heir authority, but let him not exceed the limit in slaying. Surely he will be helped. And draw not nigh to the orphan's property except in a goodly way, till he attains his maturity, and fulfill the promise. Surely the promise will be inquired into. And give full measure when you measure out, and weigh with a true balance. This is fair and better in the end. And follow not that of which thou hast no knowledge. Surely the hearing and the sight and the heart of all of these it will be asked. And go not about in the land exultingly, for thou canst not rend the earth, nor reach the mountains in height. All this, the evil thereof, is hateful in the sight of thy Lord. This is of the wisdom which thy Lord has revealed to thee. And associate not any other God with Allah, lest thou be thrown into hell, blamed, cast away. Hast then your Lord preferred to give you sons, and for himself taken daughters from among the angels? Surely you utter a grievous saying. Section 4, Disbelievers grow harder. Ayah 41, verse 41. And certainly we have repeated warnings in this Qur'an that they may be mindful, and it adds not save to their aversion. Say, if there were with him gods, as they say, then certainly they would have been able to seek a way to the Lord of the throne. Glory to him, and he is highly exalted above what they say. The seven heavens and the earth and those in them declare his glory, and there is not a single thing but glorifies him with his praise, but you do not understand their glorification. Surely he is forbearing, forgiving. And when thou recitest the Qur'an, we place between thee and those who believe not in the hereafter a hidden barrier. And we put coverings on their hearts and a deafness in their ears, lest they understand it. And when thou makest mention of thy Lord alone in the Qur'an, they turn their backs in aversion. We know best what they listen to when they listen to thee, and when thy take counsel secretly. When the wrongdoers say, you follow only a man deprived of reason, see what they liken thee to. So they have gone astray and cannot find the way. And they say, when we are bones and decayed particles, shall we then be raised up as a new creation? Say, be stones or iron, or some other creature of those which are too hard to receive life in your minds. But they will say, who will return us? Say, he who created you at first. Still, they will shake their heads at thee and say, when will it be? Say, maybe it has drawn nigh. On the day when he will call you forth, then will you obey him, giving him praise, and you will think that you tarried but a little while. Section 6. Punishment must follow. Ayah 53, verse 53. And say to my servants that they speak what is best. Surely the devil sows dissensions among them. The devil is surely an open enemy to men. Your Lord knows you best. He will have mercy on you, if he please, or he will chastise you, if he please. And we have not sent thee as being in charge of them. And thy Lord best knows those who are in the heavens and the earth. And certainly we made some of the prophets to excel others, and to David we gave the Zabur. Say, call on those whom you assert besides him. They have no power to remove distress from you, nor to change. Those whom they call upon themselves seek the means of access to their Lord, whoever of them is nearest, and they hope for his mercy and fear his chastisement. Surely the chastisement of thy Lord is a thing to be cautious of. And there is not a town but we will destroy it before the day of resurrection, or chastise it with a severe chastisement. That is written in the book. And nothing hindered us from sending signs, but the ancients rejected them, and we gave to Thamud the she-camel a manifest sign, but they did her wrong, and we send not signs, but to warn. And when we said to thee, surely thy Lord encompasses men, and we made not the vision which we showed thee but a trial for men, as also the tree cursed in the Qur'an, and we warned them, but it only adds to their great inordinancy. Section 7. The devil's opposition to the righteous. Ayah 61, verse 61. And when we said to the angels, be submissive to Adam, they submitted, except Iblis. He said, shall I submit to him whom thou hast created of dust? He said, seest thou, this is he whom thou hast honored above me. If thou respite me to the day of resurrection, I will certainly cause his progeny to perish except a few. He said, begone, whoever of them follows thee, surely hell is your recompense, a full recompense. And incite whom thou canst of them with thy voice, and collect against them thy horse and thy foot, and share with them in wealth and children, and promise them. And the devil promises them only to deceive. My servants, thou hast surely no authority over them, and thy Lord suffices as having charge of affairs. Your Lord is he who speeds the ships for you in the sea, that you may seek of his grace. Surely he is ever merciful to you. And when distress afflicts you in the sea, away go those whom you call on except he. But when he brings you safe to the land, you turn away, and man is ever ungrateful. Do you then feel secure that he will not bring you low on a tract of land, or send on you a violent wind? Then you will not find a protector for yourselves. Or do you feel secure that he will not take you back into it another time, then send on you a fierce gale, and thus overwhelm you for your ungratefulness? Then you will not find any aider against us in the matter. And surely we have honored the children of Adam, and we carry them in the land and the sea, and we provide them with good things, and we have made them to excel highly most of those whom we have created. Section 8. Opposition to the prophet. Ayah 71, verse 71. On the day when we shall call every people with their leader, then whoever is given his book in his right hand, these will read their book, and they will not be dealt with a whit unjustly. And whoever is blind in this world, he will be blind in the hereafter, and further away from the path. And surely they have proposed to turn thee away from that which we have revealed to thee, that thou shouldst forge against us other than that, and then they would have taken thee for a friend. And if we had not made thee firm, thou mightest have indeed inclined to them a little. Then we would have made thee taste a double punishment in life, and a double punishment after death, and then thou wouldst not have found any helper against us. And surely they proposed to unsettle thee from the land, that they might expel thee from it, and then they will not tarry after thee but a little. This is our way with our messengers whom we sent before thee, and thou wilt not find a change in our course. Section 9. Truth will prevail. Ayah 78, verse 78. Keep up prayer from the declining of the sun till the darkness of the night, and the recital of the Qur'an at dawn. Surely the recital of the Qur'an at dawn is witnessed. And during a part of the night, keep awake by it beyond what is incumbent on thee. Maybe thy Lord will raise thee to a position of great glory. And say, my Lord, make me enter a truthful entering, and make me go forth a truthful going forth, and grant me from thy presence an authority to help me. And say, the truth has come and falsehood vanished. Surely falsehood is ever bound to vanish. And we reveal of the Qur'an that which is a healing and a mercy to the believers, and it adds only to the perdition of the wrongdoers. And when we bestow favors on man, he turns away and behaves proudly. And when evil afflicts him, he is in despair. Say, everyone acts according to his manner, but your Lord best knows who is best guided on the path. Section 10, the Qur'an, a unique guidance, ayah 85, verse 85. And they ask thee about the revelation. Say, the revelation is by the commandment of my Lord, and of knowledge you are given but a little. And if we please, we would certainly take away that which we have revealed to thee. Then thou wouldst find none to plead thy case against us. But it is a mercy from thy Lord. Surely his bounty to thee is abundant. Say, if men and jinn should combine together to bring the like of this Qur'an, they could not bring the like of it, though some of them were aiders of others. And certainly we have made clear for men in this Qur'an every kind of description, but most men consent to naught, save denying. And they say, we will by no means believe in thee till thou cause a spring to gush forth from the earth for us, or thou have a garden of palms and grapes in the midst of which thou cause rivers to flow forth abundantly, or thou cause the heaven to come down upon us in pieces as thou thinkest, or bring a law and the angels face to face with us, or thou have a house of gold, or thou ascend into heaven, and we will not believe in thy ascending till thou bring down to us a book we can read. Say, glory to my Lord, am I aught but a mortal messenger? Section 11, Justice of Retribution. Ayah 94, verse 94. And nothing prevents people from believing when the guidance comes to them except that they say, has Allah raised up a mortal to be a messenger? Say, had there been in the earth angels walking about secure, we would have sent down to them from the heaven an angel as messenger. Say, Allah suffices for a witness between me and you. Surely he is ever aware of his servants, seeing. And he whom Allah guides, he is on the right way, and he whom he leaves in error, for them thou wilt find no guardians besides him. And we shall gather them together on the day of resurrection on their faces, blind and dumb and deaf. Their abode is hell. Whenever it abates, we make them burn the more. This is their retribution because they disbelieve in our messages and say, when we are bones and decayed particles, shall we then be raised up into a new creation? See they not that Allah, who created the heavens and the earth, is able to create the like of them? And he has appointed for them a term whereof there is no doubt, but the wrongdoers consent to naught, but denying. Say, if you control the treasures of the mercy of my Lord, then you would withhold them for fear of spending, and man is ever niggardly. Section 12, Comparison with Moses, Ayah 101, verse 101. And certainly we gave Moses 9 clear signs, so ask the children of Israel. When he came to them, Pharaoh said to them, surely I deem thee, O Moses, to be one bewitched. He said, truly thou knowest that none but the Lord of the heavens and the earth has sent these as clear proofs, and surely I believe thee, O Pharaoh, to be lost. So he desired to scare them from the land. But we drowned him and those with him altogether. And we said to the children of Israel after him, Abide in the land. But when the latter promise came, we brought you all rolled up. And with truth have we revealed it, and with truth did it come. And we have not sent thee but as a giver of good news, and as a warner. And it is a Qur'an we have made distinct, so that thou mayest read it to the people by slow degrees. And we have revealed it in portions. Say, believe in it or believe not. Surely those who are given the knowledge before it fall down prostrate on their faces when it is recited to them, and say, Glory to our Lord. Surely the promise of our Lord was to be fulfilled. And they fall down on their faces weeping, and it adds to their humility. This is an ayah of prostration. Allahu Akbar. Say, call on Allah or call on the Beneficent. By whatever name you call on him, he has the best names. And utter not thy prayer loudly, nor be silent in it, and seek a way between these. And say, Praise be to Allah, who has not taken to himself a son, and who has not a partner in the kingdom, and who has not a helper because of weakness, and proclaim his greatness, magnifying him. Surah 18, Chapter 18, Al-Kahf, the Cave. Section 1, A Warning to the Christians. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Praise be to Allah who revealed the book to his servant, and allowed not therein any crookedness, rightly directing to give warning of severe punishment from him, and to give good news to the believers who do good, that theirs is a goodly reward, staying in it forever, and to warn those who say, Allah has taken to himself a son. They have no knowledge of it, nor had their fathers. Grievous is the word that comes out of their mouths. They speak nothing but a lie. Then maybe thou wilt kill thyself with grief, sorrowing after them, if they believe not in this announcement. Surely we have made whatever is in the earth an embellishment for it, so that we may try which of them is best in works. And we shall surely make what is on it dust without herbage. Or thinkest thou that the companions of the cave and the inscriptions were of our wonderful signs? When the youths sought refuge in the cave, they said, Our Lord, grant us mercy from thyself, and provide for us a right course in our affair. So we prevented them from hearing in the cave for a number of years. Then we raised them up, that they might know which of the two parties was best able to calculate the time for which they remained. Section 2, The Dwellers in the Cave, Ayah 13, verse 13. We relate to thee their story with truth. Surely there were youths who believed in their Lord, and we increased them in guidance. And we strengthened their hearts when they stood up and said, Our Lord is the Lord of the heavens and the earth. We call upon no God beside him, for then indeed we should utter an enormity. These our people have taken gods besides him. Why do they not bring clear authority for them? Who is then more unjust than he who forges a lie against the law? And when you withdraw from them and what they worship save Allah, take refuge in the cave. Your Lord will spread forth for you of his mercy, and provide for you a profitable course in your affair. And thou mightest see the sun when it rose decline from their cave to the right, and when it set, leave them behind on the left, while they were in a wide space thereof. This is of the signs of Allah. He whom Allah guides, he is on the right way, and whom he leaves in error, thou wilt not find for him a friend to guide aright. Section 3, The Dwellers in the Cave, Ayah 18, verse 18. And thou mightest think them awake while they were asleep, and we turned them about to the right and to the left, with their dog outstretching its paws at the entrance. If thou didst look at them, thou wouldst turn back from them in flight, and thou wouldst be filled with awe because of them. And thus did we rouse them that they might question each other. A speaker from among them said, How long have you tarried? They said, We have tarried for a day or a part of a day. Others said, Your Lord knows best how long you have tarried. Now send one of you with this silver coin of yours to the city. Then let him see what food is purest, and bring you provision from it. And let him behave with gentleness, and not make your case known to anyone. For if they prevail against you, they would stone you to death or force you back to their religion, and then you would never succeed. And thus did we make men to get knowledge of them, that they might know that Allah's promise is true, and that the hour there is no doubt about it. When they disputed among themselves about their affair and said, Erect an edifice over them, their Lord knows best about them. Those who prevailed in their affairs said, We shall certainly build a place of worship over them. Some say they were 3, the 4th of them their dog, and others say 5, the 6th of them their dog, making conjectures about the unseen. And others say 7, and the 8th of them their dog. Say, My Lord best knows their number. None knows them but a few. So contend not in their matter, but with an outward contention, and question not any of them concerning them. Section 4, the Qur'an as a guidance, ayah 23, verse 23. And say not of anything, I will do that tomorrow, unless Allah please. And remember thy Lord when thou forgettest, and say, Maybe my Lord will guide me to a narrow course to the right than this. And they remained in their cave 300 years, and they add 9. Say, Allah knows best how long they remained. His is the unseen of the heavens and the earth. How clear his sight and his hearing. There is no guardian for them beside him, and he associates none in his judgment. And recite that which has been revealed to thee of the book of thy Lord. There is none who can alter his words, and thou wilt find no refuge beside him. And keep thyself with those who call on their Lord morning and evening, desiring his goodwill, and let not thine eyes pass from them, desiring the beauties of this world's life. And follow not him whose heart we have made unmindful of our remembrance, and he follows his low desires, and his case exceeds due bounds. And say, The truth is from your Lord, so let him who please believe, and let him who please disbelieve. Surely we have prepared for the iniquitous a fire, an enclosure of which will encompass them. And if they cry for water, they are given water like molten brass, scalding their faces, evil the drink, and ill the resting place. As for those who believe and do good, we waste not the reward of him who does a good work. These it is for whom are gardens of perpetuity, wherein flow rivers. They are adorned therein with bracelets of gold, and they wear green robes of fine silk and thick brocade, reclining therein on raised couches. Excellent the recompense, and goodly the resting place. Section 5, a parable. Ayah 32, verse 32. And set forth to them the parable of 2 men. For one of them we made 2 gardens of grapevines, and we surrounded them with date palms, and between them we made corn fields. Both these gardens yielded their fruits, and failed not in aught thereof, and we caused the river to gush forth in their midst. And he had fruit. So he said to his companion, while he argued with him, I have greater wealth than thou, and am mightier in followers. And he went into his garden, while he was unjust to himself. He said, I think not that this will ever perish, and I think not the hour will come, and even if I am returned to my Lord, I will certainly find a resting place better than this. His companion said to him, while arguing with him, Disbelievest thou in him who created thee of dust, then of a small life germ? Then he made thee a perfect man? But as for me, he, Allah, is my Lord, and I associate none with my Lord. And wherefore didst thou not say when thou enterest thy garden, it is as Allah has pleased. There is no power save Allah. If thou consider me as less than thee in wealth and children, then maybe my Lord will give me better than thy garden, and will send on thine a reckoning from heaven, so that it is dust without plant. Or its water will sink down into the earth, so that thou art unable to find it. And his fruit was destroyed. So he began to wring his hands for what he had spent on it, while it lay waste, its roofs fallen down. And he said, Ami, would that I had ascribed no partners to my Lord. And he had no host to help him against Allah, nor could he defend himself. Thus, protection is only Allah's, the true one. He is best to reward and best in requiting. Section 6, the guilty are brought to judgment, Ayah 45, verse 45. And set forth to them the parable of the life of this world as water, which we send down from the cloud, so the herbage of the earth becomes luxuriant thereby. Then it becomes dry, broken into pieces, which the winds scatter. And Allah is the holder of power over all things. Wealth and children are an adornment of the life of this world, but the ever-abiding, the good works are better with thy Lord in reward and better in hope. And the day when we cause the mountains to pass away, and thou seest the earth a leveled plain, and we gather them together and leave none of them behind, and they are brought before thy Lord in ranks. Now certainly you have come to us as we created you at first. Nay, you thought that we had not made an appointment for you. And the book is placed, and thou seest the guilty faring for what is in it. And they say, Oh, woe to us! What a book is this! It leaves out neither a small thing nor a great one, but numbers them all. And they find what they did, confronting them, and thy Lord wrongs not anyone. Section 7, their helplessness, Ayah 50, verse 50. And when we said to the angels, Make submission to Adam, they submitted except Iblis. He was of the jinn, so he transgressed the commandment of his Lord. Will you then take him and his offspring for friends rather than me, and they are your enemies? Evil is the exchange for the unjust. I made them not to witness the creation of the heavens and the earth, nor their own creation, nor could I take those who mislead for aiders. And one day he will say, Call on those whom you consider to be my partners. So they will call on them, and they will not answer them, and we shall cause a separation between them. And the guilty will see the fire and know that they are about to fall into it, and they will find no escape from it. Section 8, warning is disregarded, Ayah 54, verse 54. And certainly we have made distinct in this Qur'an for mankind every kind of description, and man is in most things contentious. And nothing prevents men from believing when the guidance comes to them, and from asking forgiveness of their Lord, but that they wait for the way of the ancients to overtake them, or that the chastisement should confront them. And we send not messengers, but as givers of good news and warning, and those who disbelieve contend with falsehood to weaken thereby the truth. And they take my messages and the warning for a mockery. And who is more unjust than he who is reminded of the messages of his Lord, then he turns away from them and forgets what his hands have sent before? Surely we have placed veils over their hearts, lest they understand it, and a deafness in their ears. And if thou call them to the guidance, they will even then never follow the right course. And thy Lord is forgiving, full of mercy. Were he to punish them for what they earn, he would certainly hasten the chastisement for them. But for them there is an appointed time from which they will find no refuge. And these towns, we destroyed them when they did wrong, and we have appointed a time for their destruction. Section 9. Moses travels in search of knowledge. Ayah 60, verse 60. And when Moses said to his servant, I will not cease until I reach the junction of the two rivers, otherwise I will go on for years. So when they reached the junction of the two rivers, they forgot their fish, and it took its way into the river, being free. But when they had gone further, he said to his servant, Bring to us our morning meal. Certainly we have found fatigue in this our journey. He said, Sawest thou when we took refuge on the rock? I forgot the fish, and none but the devil made me forget to speak of it, and it took its way into the river. What a wonder! He said, This is what we sought for. So they returned, retracing their footsteps. Then they found one of our servants whom we had granted mercy from us, and whom we had taught knowledge from ourselves. Moses said to him, May I follow thee, that thou mayest teach me of the good thou hast been taught? He said, Thou canst not have patience with me. And how canst thou have patience in that whereof thou hast not a comprehensive knowledge? He said, If Allah please, thou wilt find me patient, nor shall I disobey thee in aught. He said, If thou wouldst follow me, question me not about aught until I myself speak to thee about it. Section 10. Moses travels in search of knowledge. Ayah 71, verse 71. So they set out until when they embarked in a boat, he made a hole in it. Moses said, Hast thou made a hole in it to drown its occupants? Thou hast surely done a grievous thing. He said, Did I not say that thou couldst not have patience with me? He said, Blame me not for what I forgot, and be not hard upon me for what I did. So they went on until when they met a boy, he slew him. Moses said, Hast thou slain an innocent person not guilty of slaying another? Thou hast indeed done a horrible thing.